the good enough relationship. This is interesting because it sounds like, oh, well, if it's good enough, it sounds like a settling thing, but it's not. I assure you, I would never tell anybody to settle. And I think that we get that in our head when we haven't met the right person. We kind of think, well, the right person doesn't exist for us. We're not worthy of that or whatever. And we better settle because nothing better may come along. That is the wrong approach. But you need to forget about your ideal and your fairy tale in your head, what you think a relationship, the perfect relationship is like. You need to forget all of that because it's all a lie. It is. The truth is that love and life is not a fairy tale. Love, real love, is messy. It is. And it's challenging. And it will challenge you on every level. But at the end of the day, you will know it's real, and you will know that you have the relationship that is good enough. And it's interesting because I was a wounded child, and I was I had really poor self-esteem for a long time, hated myself, and I was searching for love. That's what I thought was missing from my life. And boy, I settled. That's what I did, and I, was what anybody wanted me to be so I could have what I thought was love. Well, it wasn't until I healed myself and I realized that there probably wasn't a man out there that was good enough for me. And that sounds super cocky, and I don't mean it that way because I'm not better than anybody, and I don't mean it that way. What I mean is, I didn't think there was a man out there that could match what I was willing to give. And I accepted that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to settle. And I learned what I brought to the table. I knew what I brought to the table. And I learned that I'm okay eating alone. Once you realize that, and once you know that it's going to take somebody pretty damn special and amazing for you to, concede to that and give in because you're not going to settle, that's when the magic happens. I know I lived it. I believed. I got to the point and I, healed myself, and I realized that, what? There's not a man that's good enough for me because I will not settle for less than what I'm willing to give. Once you realize that about yourself, once you get to that point, that's when it falls into your lap. That's what happened to me. I believed that there was no man that was good enough for me. No man could match what I was willing to give. And then one day he showed up. And I will tell you that when that happens for you, it will test every single nerve you have, and probably future nerves from future lives. It is a challenge. It's not easy. The person that you find will just upset you to the point where you just want to lose your shit, and you're just like, I can't deal with this. But then you know what? You realize that you don't want to live your life without that person. And that person's pretty awesome. Even though they get on your everlast nerve, they're pretty awesome. And they're pretty perfect for you. And that's the key. The good enough relationship. Find someone who is good enough for you. That's not to say that you should settle for somebody. What I mean is truly good enough for you. Will match what you're willing to give. And that's what true love is. Because you can be so angry at somebody and just be like, but at the end of the day, you will fight to the death to protect them. And you want what's best for them. And they want what's best for you. You can see each other at your absolute ugliest and still know that they are the one that has your back at the end of the day. That's what true love is. The good enough relationship, that's the one you want. The one that is truly good enough for you. Don't settle and don't think, oh, it's never going to happen for me, because you're not ready for it. If it hasn't happened, you're not ready for it, and you haven't gotten to the point where you're like, you know what? I know that I'm what I bring to the table, and nobody can match it. And then you'll get the surprise of your life, and you'll be like, whoa, what happened? But it's pretty great. I mean, it is a lot of work, and it is a lot of frustration. It's a lot. It is. It's not for the weak. It's not. But at the end of the day, when you find that person, the good enough relationship, you will know that no matter what you face, you're not going to face it alone, and somebody has your back. That's the good enough relationship. Good luck.